Oh, that's a great way to open the stream. Immediately smacking the microphone. Okay, so I'm a little bit late, but so I woke up this morning. I don't remember what time. I woke up this morning, and I checked my work chat as I normally do in the morning, but and they were talking about oh my god, I keep smacking the microphone. Excuse me. They were talking about how Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard, and I could have sworn that I was still half asleep because there's no fucking way that that's happening. Well, lo and behold, it happened, which is insane to me. Actually, it's pretty insane to everybody, but I'm gonna go to whoops, where's the source? I'm gonna go directly to the Xbox newsletter that broke this morning at, oh boy, 5:25 in the morning, bright and early. Okay, let me switch over to, we'll just read directly from the, there we go. We'll read directly over in the, hopefully the music's not too loud. I'm going to turn that down just a touch. So, Phil Spencer posted on the Xbox news site that they bought Activision Blizzard, saying, as a team, we are on a mission to extend the joy and community of gaming to everyone on the planet. We all know that gaming is the most vibrant and dynamic form of entertainment worldwide, and we've experienced the power of social connection and friendship that gaming makes possible. Goes on to say that they bought Activision until this transaction closes. This is just the list of all the, we don't need to go through that. If you want to read the full thing, I can post the actual, there we go. There's the link to what I'm reading right here. I also have a list of all the stuff that I read today. Until this transaction closes, Activision Blizzard or Microsoft Gaming will continue to operate independently. Once the deal is complete, the Activision Blizzard business will report to me as CEO of Microsoft Gaming. And they go on to talk about how Microsoft is committed to our journey for inclusion in every aspect of gaming among both employees and players. We deeply value individual studio cultures. We also believe that creative success and autonomy go hand in hand with treating every person with dignity and respect. We hold all teams and all leaders to this commitment. We're looking forward to extending our culture of proactive inclusion to the great teams across Activision Blizzard. We're going to slow down there because, as we know, Activision Blizzard has had quite the history of bad news over the last several months. IGN covered this morning. It's been updated a number of times, and we'll get to those updates in just a second. But we'll read the original story first. And this is Joe Screbbles over at IGN. Original story. Microsoft has confirmed that controversial Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick will remain in his position after it acquires the company. Actually, hold on one second. The update actually cover that. The last update happened at noon earlier. According to the Wall Street Journal, sources familiar with the deal say Activision CEO Bobby Kotick is set to leave after the deal closes. And this was an evolving story pretty much right from the get-go, because not a lot was said in the original source about all this stuff going on with Activision Blizzard, what the acquisition would mean for that, if it would give them a clean slate. Obviously not a clean slate, but I don't really know how to describe what I mean. But like, with the news of the acquisition kind of taking over all of the news feeds rather than talking about everything happening at Activision Blizzard. An interesting piece that I read earlier today, oh my god, it's riddled with ads, was from Waypoint Games by Vice. Microsoft is now accountable for Activision Blizzard's mess. And I'll just go ahead and read it, but I advise you go check it out. Once again, whoop, I keep doing that. Once again, you can find the source here. Let's see. It says Microsoft just announced that it is yet another sign of increasing consolidation. Acquiring Activision Blizzard, one of the largest video game publishers in the industry with games like Call of Duty and World of Warcraft, is its biggest move yet. It meaning Microsoft. It almost certainly will help Microsoft's game subscription business, Game Pass, which gives the users access to a library of games for a monthly fee. It's not necessarily good for consumers, but it makes sense for Microsoft. Last summer, California sued Activision Blizzard for being a breeding ground for harassment, where women were subject to so-called cube crawls, during which men at the company got drunk and crawled through the office cubicles and harassed women. As Motherboard reported, Blizzard managers joked about sleeping with their assistants during meetings, and recruiters asked a woman if she liked being penetrated at conferences. Some shareholders have called for Activision Blizzard's CEO Bobby Kotick to resign. Activision Blizzard's trouble doesn't stop there, and it goes on to talk about all of that. Basically, the biggest news is just that this is the biggest acquisition in the industry's history, even though the industry saw the biggest one, like last week or something? When was that Zynga acquisition? With Take-Two. It was like 12.7 billion, excuse me. Yeah, $12.7 billion Zynga acquisition, which was the biggest acquisition we'd seen, by a pretty large margin, because the originally the largest one was the Bethesda acquisition, which of course was Microsoft again. But sorry, I was just looking at a tweet real quick. It was confirmed that, or at least to my knowledge and what I've been seeing all over Twitter and in news, was what Joe Screbbles put here. According to the Wall Street Journal, sources familiar with the deal say Activision CEO Bobby Kotick is set to leave after the deal closes, despite contradictory statements saying that Kotick, quote, will continue to serve as CEO of Activision Blizzard, unquote. The two companies agreed that Kotick will depart once Microsoft acquires Activision Blizzard. Kotick did not specifically address whether he will stay or leave beyond ensuring the very best integration, but with the deal still waiting to be finalized, Microsoft and Activision Blizzard could be keeping the full details of their arrangement private for now. So it's not like confirmed, I guess, that he's leaving. It's just the plan right now is that, yes, he will be stepping down as CEO once this is finalized. But like that's all we have to go off at this time. Yeah. I don't really know what else there is to talk about as far as this goes, but I know there was another, excuse me, oh my gosh. There was another opinion that I really liked from Christopher Dring over on gamesindustry.biz about, I'll read the first couple paragraphs, but if you really want to read that, I'll put the link in the chat. So I'll read the first couple paragraphs, but like I said, I definitely recommend going and reading it for yourself. So Xbox Activision Blizzard is about more than beating Sony. Microsoft acquiring one of the world's biggest games publishers is certainly not good news for PlayStation, even if Call of Duty remains a multi-format IP, which, given its scale and reach, may be the case. Losing more big brands and big developers to Xbox is going to... Losing more big brands and big developers to Xbox is going to make life harder for PlayStation and indeed anyone trying to keep people engaged in their ecosystem. Ecosystems. But this huge industry-shaking acquisition isn't really about Microsoft selling more boxes than its rivals. It's not even really about Game Pass, although both of those things are part of the wider strategy. It's about that dream of going beyond the hundreds of millions that Microsoft currently reaches and getting to billions of players. Activision Blizzard gives Microsoft some of the biggest weapons yet in achieving that goal. I would actually argue, I, of course, meaning Christopher Dring, would actually argue that Call of Duty isn't even the most important part of the acquisition here. Call of Duty is one of the biggest games brands in the world, but its growth has slowed recently, and when it comes to shooters, Xbox had plenty of strong IP already through the likes of Halo, Doom, Wolfenstein, and Gears of War. For me, the acquisition gives Microsoft two significant additions that actually has little to do with the console space at all. And I'll just go ahead and list those two. First, there's Blizzard. The developer has had some recent troubles, but it remains one of the biggest names in PC games development in the world. And then it's about King. Microsoft had a presence in PC before Blizzard, but mobile has remained elusive to the company. Smartphones are going to be vital for Microsoft to reach the billions of players it wants to, particularly in currently untapped territories like India. Through King, it has one of the most powerful mobile developers and publishers in the world, bringing in not just brands like Candy Crush, but the expertise to develop more. Like I said, I would highly recommend going and reading the rest of that stuff for yourselves. And I'm gonna switch back to just me, but a lot of the conversation that I heard while watching, actually just in passing, like when I was at work and while watching Kind of Funny Games Daily, is that while this is really good for Activision Blizzard, or not Activision Blizzard, for Microsoft and for Xbox and people within the Xbox, sort of within the Xbox ecosystems, this big of an acquisition starts to point the needle toward monopolization, which isn't good for anybody, except, whoever the monopoly is, unless, of course, they end up in monopolistic practice lawsuits and shit like that. But it's alarming because an acquisition this big didn't seem possible. Activision's market cap was what, $51 billion or something? Or is that Nintendo? I forgot what their market cap was. Let me look it up real quick. Activision Blizzard market cap. So their market cap was About $64.1 billion. Right? Yeah, $64.11 billion. I forgot where I was going with this. It's bigger than a lot of companies. Like, I mean, this is me kind of getting into territory that I'm not like super familiar with, but like I don't know that much about the stock market. I don't know what market cap really means. Like, what the fuck is a market cap? Hold on one second. Market cap or market capitalization refers to the total value of all a company's... Okay, so that's what the company is worth, total. And Microsoft paid, what, $68.1 billion for it? But some crazy shit. There was other news today that's not really specific to that. I do want to talk about this a little bit just because this one's a little bit closer to me. Back in 2019, I finally got the opportunity to go to E3 in person. Well, go to E3 in general, let alone in person. But it was a dream come true to actually be able to go to that. There we go. No, go to the... Oh, here we go. So just to read this out, and this is from DualShockers. E3's physical event cancellation. The ESA recently revealed that E3 2022 would not be taking place in a physical setting for the third year in a row, but now it's looking like the digital event is probably canceled too. E3's physical event cancellation comes due to the COVID-19 pandemic still having a strong impact on society, with the world gradually embracing the digital era more and more because of the deadly virus. However, with so many publishers and developers opting to host their own digital showcases, the need for E3 has become questionable in recent years. Now it seems that there may not be an E3 event at all for 2022, as an insider claims that it is a mess and probably canceled. And it was Jeff Grubb that broke that news, I think today or yesterday. I don't remember when. It didn't take long for Jeff Keighley to piggyback on the cancellation of E3 and confirm that the Summer Games Fest would be returning in 2022. Although it is looking like E3 won't be present in any capacity for 2022. There's still a lot to look forward to, and there's a list of stuff that's happening this year. There's an Elder Scrolls Online event for expansion and DLC on the 27th. Next month, you've got the DICE Summit and Elden Ring release. Then GDC is from March 21st to 25th, and then you've got stuff like... Wait, there's a Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary event? Well, shit. That's news to me. Obviously, I didn't look at that full list earlier when I read this article. And of course, Gamescom in August. Physical cancellation of E3 2022 has been confirmed by the ESA, but further details are yet to be shared. Take this information with a grain of salt until it's made official. Thing is if it's coming from Jeff Grubb, it's probably true. He has quite the track record. And you can read his stuff over at GamesBeat. But it just kind of sucks because I recently got into this industry and I started my first actual job. Well, so I started working in the industry like back in like 2017, I want to say. I can't talk too much about it, but basically I was part of the global beta test network with shit. It was like, it wasn't Vivendi. It was something else. They're owned by Keep. I can't for the life of me. Oh, Keywords. They're owned by Keywords now. and it still exists. But so I did some beta testing stuff, and it was a paid opportunity. It didn't make much. It was like $8.50 an hour, and you'd only work for like a couple hours at any given point. It was essentially pocket money that would just go into your PayPal or some shit. But it's still experience a little bit. But before I got hired at where I'm at now, I hadn't been to any industry events or anything. So I went in 2019, which was the year that I got hired, but it wasn't until that fall that I got hired. But I went to E3, and it just kind of put a cap on how much I actually love this industry and, want to be in it pretty much until the day I retire or die, whichever comes first, I guess. If I could work in the industry until I die, then I probably would. I don't see myself ever wanting to leave. But I totally just lost my train of thought. It just kind of sucks because I really wanted to go, hopefully go this year, but obviously that's not happening because of point to everything. I keep looking at my screen instead of the I keep forgetting that the camera's way up there. So yeah, that just kind of sucks. Anyway, there's not really anything else I wanted to talk about on stream today. So I guess we can just go ahead. I'm going to take a quick break and get set up to play some Fortnite, but I don't know if I'm going to post this on YouTube or not. I would probably have to cut down a lot of this. This is the first time I've actually done one of these, but I do want to do this relatively consistently. Maybe talk about what happened in the news within the week or, throughout the day. But I just wanted to talk about a little bit of what went on today. But anyway, if I do post this on YouTube later, then I'll probably have all the links down below. But yeah. All right. We're going to end it there, and I'm going to go ahead and take a break. If you're watching this on YouTube, then thank you so much for watching. And hopefully I'll see you next time. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take a break, turn up the music a little bit, and get set up to play Fortnite. And hopefully it's not super laggy. It's been laggy the last couple times I tried playing it, and it's just not a good time. Let's see what happens. All right, we'll be right back.